Hello, and welcome to Historical Humans Reads, where we take primary sources and bring them to your screen. I'm Colum Coleman, and today we are reading from the first ever history of art, an irreplaceable catalogue of the spiritual, personal, and political art of the Italian Renaissance. The Lives of the Artists was written in 1550 by Giorgio Vasari, himself an architect and sculptor. Under its original title, Lives of the Most Excellent Painters, Sculptors, and Architects, it cataloged, with personal anecdotes from the life, times, and accomplishments of some 22 Italian artists, their various achievements and creations. Today, we will be reading the life of Andrea Pisano, a sculptor who was responsible for numerous artworks in Florence. From the Lives of the Artists by Giorgio Vasari. With that, let's begin. The art of painting never flourished at any time without the sculptors also pursuing their exercise with excellence, and to this, the works of all ages bear witness for the close observer. Because these two arts are truly sisters, born at one and the same time, and are fostered and governed by one and the same soul. This is seen in Andrea Pisano, who, practicing sculpture in the time of Giotto, made so great improvement in this art that both in practice and in theory he was esteemed the greatest man that the Tuscans had had up to his times in this profession, and above all, in casting bronze. Wherefore his works were honored and rewarded in such a manner by all who knew him, and above all by the Florentines, that it was no hardship to him to change country, relatives, property, and friends. He received much assistance from the difficulties experienced in sculpture by the masters who had lived before him, whose sculptures were so uncouth and worthless that whoever saw them in comparison with those of this man judged the last to be a miracle. All that these early works were rude, witness is borne, as it has been said elsewhere, by some that are over the principal door of St. Paolo in Florence, and some in stone that are in the church of Ognissanti, which are so made that they move those who view them rather to laughter than to marvel or pleasure. And it is certain that the art of sculpture can recover itself much better in the event of the essence of statuary being lost, since men have the living and natural model, which is wholly rounded, as that art requires, than can the art of painting, it being not so easy and simple to recover the beautiful outlines and the good manner in order to bring the art to the light. For these are the elements that produce majesty, beauty, grace, and adornment in the works that painters make. In one respect, fortune was favorable to the labors of Andrea, because there had been brought to Pisa, as has been said elsewhere, by means of many victories that the Pisans had had at sea, many antiquities and sarcophagi that are still round the Duomo and the Campo Santo, and these brought him such great assistance and gave him such great light as could not be obtained by Giotto, for the reason that these ancient paintings had not been preserved as much as the sculptures, and although statues are often destroyed by fires, by the ruin and fury of war, and buried and transported to diverse places, nevertheless, it is easy for the experience to recognize the difference in the manner of all countries. As, for example, the Egyptian is slender and lengthy in its figures, the Greek scientific, and shows much study in the nudes, while the heads have almost all the same expression. And the most ancient Tuscan is labored in the hair and somewhat uncouth. That's of the Romans. I call Romans, for the most part, those who, after the subjugation of Greece, betook themselves to Rome, whither all that there was of the good and the beautiful in the world was carried. That, I say, is so beautiful, by reason of expression, attitude, and movement, both of nude and draped figures, that it may be said that they rested with the beautiful form from all other provinces and molded it into one single manner, to the end that it might be, as is best, nay, the most divine of all. This has been excerpts from Lives of the Artists on Historical Humans Reads. If you enjoyed this video and would like to hear more excerpts from original texts, please subscribe to be notified of the next one. If there is a work you would like to hear, be sure to like this video and leave a comment listing it below. Thank you for listening.